All right, we are back at it. Going to build another brand today using Nano Banana Pro. And on this demo, I'm going to go from idea to a professional brand identity in about 45 minutes. And today's brand is a financial coaching services brand. We're going to get right into it. Going to have some fun today. I've got our amazing mood board prompts over here that we're going to use. And you can follow along if you have the course and do the same thing right here in Gemini. So nothing fancy. It's going to be some really simple AI branding demos and tutorials today. I've got my amazing wife, Steffi Lane, joining us today. How you doing, Steffi?
So good. It's Friday.
It's Friday. That's right. Let's go. All
Let's
right.
build another brand. Let's go.
We've got George today who got the mood board method. And thank you, George, for
Thanks, George. We appreciate you.
leaving a nice review. Appreciate that. And we've got your request. Anyone who gets the mood board method, you can submit your brand for one of these workshops where we will try to build it out in less than an hour using AI. We've got some basic details about the brand. He already has an existing brand, but he's given it a refresh and update. And we've got some basic details about the brand. We've got the vision. We've got the target audience and a little bit of information about what George is looking for, a little bit of information about what George wants to avoid. And the goal is to develop a refreshed visual identity for FinCo solutions. I need ideas that feel warm, human, and grounded, establishing a judgment-free zone for financial growth. I love it. It's going to be a good one. So the goals right now: clarify the visual direction, get ideas for design and marketing, and then get the assets needed to build out the online content and sales funnels. We're going to go through our handy dandy mood board method. Let me zoom in for you here. These are the steps we're going to go through today. This is a process that we've developed over many years of doing this with clients and for ourselves. I've personally built many brands since 2012. A few of them are like 7-figure brands, software businesses. We've done e-commerce brands. We've done personal services, online course brands. So pretty much any kind of brand you can think of, I've helped build and develop those brands and launch them online. This process is really good if you are trying to rebrand, upgrade your brand, build a new brand, or if you want to just launch a new campaign. Oftentimes within an established brand or business, you want to kind of package up new ideas and get them out to market. This could be a process you follow for that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it.
Perfect.
Okay, so we've done some previous brands over the last couple weeks. You can check out all those replays on the YouTube channel.
Flow's done, Date Pop, French Cookie Guys. Check all the past lives. Watch all of them. They're all so good.
So good. And we won't cover everything in this one. I mean, we have a lot of great tips in the other ones. We're going to go pretty quick, and there's always new insights that come up in every demo. So what I'm going to do first is start with the vibe. And that is a really good starting point for any idea. Let's go ahead and copy all this. And I'm just going to paste that in. We have some basic details about the business. You can just talk that out into AI, type it up, or just put in whatever information you already have about your brand. And that's a good enough starting point. You can even start with just a few words to describe your business. You don't need a lot of information. I'm going to open up this prompt here that is part of the mood board method course. And I'm going to grab the prompt right here and just click on the little copy button. Super easy. And now I'm going to go into Gemini. And what we do here is we put in the prompt, and then below it, we put in those basic details. And again, I've done things as simple as, financial coaching service. Like you could just put that if you just want to get some information or like get some ideas going. You don't need any information about your brand. The AI can help you with that as well. But since we do have some information, we're going to use that. And this prompt will either give you one detailed vibe concept for you, or the new update is that I tell it to come up with 3 ideas. So I can just type in 2 here because I want to get multiple angles. This is super helpful for the early design stages. So what we're going to do, a few things we're going to fill out here. We're going to choose one direction for this. And to help us do that, we're going to get a combination of the written vibe. I call this the vibe report. It's just a fun name to call it. We have 3 different angles that the AI is coming up with. So in the early stages of branding, you can use AI to help you come up with a variety of angles. This is really useful because you can have it brainstorm like what could work, because really any of these ideas could work for you, but you have to pick the one that feels right for you and your goals. You can read through these. You have a few words describing it. We have the positioning. The positioning is also really key here. It's going to come up with even marketing angles, a tone of voice, and some basic details about it. So I'm going to grab each of these. And actually what I'll do is just copy.
So the angle is the empathic one. And then there was another one, more clarity.
Yeah, we have a few options. So we have the empathetic anchor. We have the clarity architect. We have the life first strategist. Very interesting what it came up with here. So we'll just see what that could look like visually. So I'm going to grab the first one here. And I'll just open up a new chat. And then what I'm going to do next is go back and grab the mood board generator prompt. And this is a really detailed prompt that analyzes the information about the brand. And it will create a mood board following some really detailed design concepts that I've developed over the years that I use for every brand. You don't need to know these in detail. Just know that these mood boards are they're a good foundation to help you with all the creative visual tasks you're going to need going forward. So we try to kind of smash it all into one board. Okay. What I'm going to put in here now is that initial mood board prompt. The second thing is that vibe, that unique angle that we have written up. And I think that's enough. I could put in more information. And this is the challenge with AI, is how much information do we give it? There's not a lot of information here. So I think we have enough in that report. I could throw in some other things. It doesn't hurt, but we do get a little bit of like maybe redundancy or conflicting information. Since this was kind of a basic start and we have 3 different angles we want to rock with. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick with this.
I love how clear everyone is on what they don't want. That's actually really good. Like I've been noticing that lately in all of the people that do the survey. And just so you know, guys, you can be up for a drawing, right? Essentially, right? Get picked to do this if you purchase the mood board method. And then there's like a section on the left-hand side you have where to have Andrew design your brand. Is that correct?
Let me just pull it up so you guys can see where to do it. You are struggling to explain it. Okay, let me get these running.
I go in as an admin. I don't go in as a customer.
Okay, so we're going to get a few different angles. This actually, funny enough, looks a lot like what he currently has, which I'm just going to pull
saying whoa. Tell us who's saying whoa.
This is interesting how this first one, it doesn't know what this brand is, but he already has a website. So we're kind of refreshing it, but I didn't want to show it any inspiration because we want new ideas. But it's kind of interesting how this looks actually very similar. So I think,
yeah, I really like that.
Sometimes the words that you use are pretty well understood by the AI, and you'll see similar styles. Let me show you real quick. If you do have the product, what you can do is over here on the left.
There you go. Let me build your brand for free. Click that inside the mood board method.
And if you also, again, anyone who has the product, you can go in and all these prompts I'm using are right here. We also have some of the foundational training, and we have a bunch of other prompts that are super cool and training to help you use those. So that's where to find all of this inside the course.
Yeah. And I highly recommend that if you don't have it, get it now, because it definitely is going to increase soon.
Yeah, it's a good deal right now. And we're adding so much to it. And as the AI gets better and better, so does our prompts. It just gets better. So That's the cool thing. I know ChatGPT is coming out with some new image models very soon. The 5.2 is really good. That came out yesterday. So
Oh, really? For
yeah,
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT. But the new image model, I haven't seen anything about it. I'm sure it's coming soon because they have to compete. Okay, we're going to look at all three of these ideas. So we're trying to make a decision at this point. We came up, we had the AI give us 3 different directions written, and that's a good starting point. And then we had the AI try to visualize that for us using the image generation tools right inside. We're just using Gemini, and you could do this for free just at gemini.google.com. But the prompts obviously help you. Okay, we have 3 ideas here.
Okay, I always like when people vote. You guys need to vote in the comments anywhere that you're watching this. Do you like 1, 2, or 3? Do you like the first one, the second one, or the third one? Tell us right now.
What am I feeling? I guess this is interesting. There's a few things to look at. And sometimes, if you check out the Design Hacker blog, there's some good breakdowns of our previous demos and tutorials, but also down here, this was a deconstruction of a like 6-figure rebrand. And there's some really good information in here. And I want to show you this because there's so much, we're kind of compressing this crazy, like super advanced agency concept into a really fast AI workflow. And one thing that I liked that they did, this wasn't my rebrand. This was just a video I found online, but I kind of deconstructed it for you. This is pretty cool. So they're doing a very similar process, which is coming up with 3 to the client, or at least just reviewing it. If it's your own brand, just review it for yourself. And you can go through and pull out some ideas that you like. So this is kind of emulating this really advanced process, but we're using AI to do it again in just a few minutes. We got 3 concepts here. What we can look for is a few things: the overall feel of it, the typography. We can look at even the messaging, because each of these angles is going to have a different kind of tone and message in it. So peace is the best investment or best return on investment. Talking about like forgiving past financial self. So a little bit like, the empathetic tone is definitely there. Let's see, the digital mockups are really useful. Finally feel as wealthy as you are. All right, the zero shame budget workshop, leaning heavily into some of that non-judgment messaging. I'm not in love with it. So I'm going to look at the other ones here.
Yeah.
Fund the life you actually want.
I feel like I always like the middle ones the most.
Isn't that funny?
It's really funny how I always like the middle ones the most. Okay, continue.
So this one's focusing less on, he had a few angles he was playing with what he just submitted. It was like leaning into the peace of mind and like forgiving yourself for like financial stuff. A little bit heavy, a little bit like somber, warm, I guess, and caring. This one's a little bit more fun.
Not in a good way.
This one's a little more fun, like lifestyle financial design, fund the life you actually want, align your wallet with your values. That's a really good line. Money is meant to be enjoyed. Real wealth is having time. Design your ideal week. So getting into a bit more of the dream outcome here, benefit focus branding, designing your freedom. It's even bucking up. This one feels more, I think it's weaving in the warmth, the like some of the values you wanted, but it's making it more fun and benefit focused.
Omar says he likes 2.
Okay, let's take a look at this one. Organize your money. Complexity is the enemy. So it's more about simplicity, being organized.
I could see that more for a bookkeeper.
Yeah, this feels more bookkeeper, right?
Like I would like that for a bookkeeper, like simple. But if like someone's doing my financial planning, I want them to like get me and get my values. And it just feels like it's way more vivacious and fun. And then the other one just makes me sad.
A little bit of a therapy brand
more therapy. Yes. For therapy.
So this one feels way more energetic, but let's see how it aligns, because I know someone got all mad once because we didn't really like review what the request was from the client, because we're doing this super fast.
Why, Andrew? Why did you do that?
Well, these are more for like, these are not, with a real client, we would obviously kick things around. And that's what's really fun too. If you do this for clients, you can present ideas and kind of say what you think, ask what they like, and then go back and kind of workshop from there. And we do that a lot with our own clients. It's like, okay, I'm like in this direction. Do we want to like go in that way? Like A, B, or C? Great. Let's go this way, but maybe incorporate some stuff. Then you can create many variations, because you saw how fast it was to create 3. You could create 3 more, but all subsets of this. You could even run this same vibe. Let's go ahead and just try this really quick.
And also, guys, Andrew and I have both been entrepreneurs for like 10 years now. We don't like following rules that much. I mean, we follow it, but we like to break rules.
This is not your by the
This
book,
isn't
like
your
brand.
corporate agency, just so you know. If
We
you
don't
want
follow
that,
rules there.
you don't want to watch this channel. We like
And
to
actually,
break
on that note,
rules.
while this is
We're
running, let me just-
trailblazers, Andrew.
and let me just point this out, because this is really key. While this matters, this is like normally very difficult. Like what we've just done in a few minutes, like getting the ideas like this is super time consuming. And if any of you watching are designers or your DIY like brand builders for your own business, you probably have experienced this, like spending hours scrolling through Pinterest for inspiration, hours on Canva, tinkering with, I should probably spell that right, templates and design ideas. Maybe even if you're more advanced, like Envato, hunting for stock photos and brand assets and backgrounds. This is a huge waste of time and creative energy, and you can get really down the rabbit hole of endlessly scrolling and getting ideas together. We just did all this in a few clicks. Okay. So already this is super valuable to have AI help you at least narrow in and get clear on something, like a visual direction super fast. And it's very informed too. We're not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall. We see how it's following some of your ideas and requests, but it's giving you different angles to choose from. And sometimes what we found is clients don't really know what they want until they see it. Like George maybe wasn't thinking a little bit more benefit focused, like a little bit more energetic. Because his brand currently is pretty like mellow, like this one, but maybe seeing it in this way, like, oh, actually, I should probably speak more to their hopes and desires and dreams versus the empathy and
maybe George is like, no, I don't like that one. I like number 1, and that's cool too.
Yeah, and then in that context, we could at least maybe try to weave in, okay, let's maybe go this look and feel, but try to take some of the messaging from this one. And that's one of the other benefits of the vibe, is it's also going to play with the positioning, the messaging, and how you present your value. So look for all those things. Let's go over here and finish that thought, because the other thing is, if you do pay to get this stuff done, the cost can add up really quick. Nothing wrong with that. We get paid very well to do this for clients, and I'm all about it. Like if you have a skill set, this is a lot of work. It takes many years to get good at this.
Didn't one of our clients pay $20K for just brand identity?
We've had many clients come to us for that. I mean, yeah, that's pretty common.
No, they had paid $20K, and then they came to work with us, and then they were like, I like yours better.
That's the yes for sure. And they got basically a brand identity kit, and like we were like, we could have done that like 2 days with you doing our process. But anyway, like, because what we try to do is get more into building the brand, not just the identity, but like, let's actually bring this into the world. And we found it's actually better if you do this kind of iterative process, right? So if you have an established brand, you have more at stake, and it makes sense to pay to get like the real creative work done the right way. And, like,
and also, I'm not knocking that down. If you charge $20K to do a brand identity, go on with your bad self. Like, but I just wanted to show.
Here's the main point, and I agree, like get paid, like we're all about that, but it doesn't make sense for every brand. And a lot of people make that mistake of doing it too early. When it doesn't, it's like not even a good ROI, because you're not totally sure about like a lot of our clients pivot after 1 or 2 months. Like, actually, I want to do this, so
I've had friends pay for video editors and video people, and it's like 20, 30K. And I'm like, you are not ready for that. No, not yet.
Right. Yeah. So start simple, like get your idea together. And then if you do pay someone, you can pay less because it's easier. Like as a designer myself, the client comes to me and is like, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Let's go in this direction. I get excited because I'm like, oh, cool. They know what they want. And I can start to build this out, because you can see if you were to go build an app or some kind of like digital product or download or online business, it's going to be a lot of work still. And there's still a lot of skill in taking this and making it real, but at least you can get clarity and everyone on the same page really fast. Okay, let's see what we did here, because I did that same one again. And this is what's cool, is even using the same prompt, exact same prompt, same vibe. You can get multiple ideas. So if you like this one, you could actually run that same prompt multiple times. You can even go in here and chat in the chat interface and give it feedback on what you like or don't like or other ideas to explore. So that's super helpful. We've had a lot of comments from people who've got the course who say like, hey, you know, I love how fast it is, but what I found is the gold actually comes from a few iterations and ideas. And one thing I noticed about this is I kind of like this, the effect it's applying. You see this kind of, what would you call that? Light leak, I
Light
guess. The way
fractal,
light, yeah, if there's something very warming about
lens
it,
flare.
kind of a lens flare. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think technically like light leak is what it's called. I
Oh,
like how that looks. I'm very drawn to that personally. And I think AI is getting really good at doing this kind of stuff.
it feels like
What do you
Canada.
feel in between? What's up?
It feels like Canada, which is great. I love. Remember how much we loved Canada? Like it just feels like that.
Yeah, and you know what? If you like both, you see more of a gold. The gold is going to be a bigger one over here, which feels a little bit outdated to me. So I think there's a bit more of a fresh, modern feel to this one, where we have a little bit more ocean, like much different type of effects happening.
It feels like British Columbia. Is he based in British Columbia?
That would be wild.
That'd be crazy. Let me see. I'm just looking at his website.
So I feel like we could try, and you could have multiple mood boards. We're really just trying to give the AI inspiration of what you want. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not trying to get the final design, but these are the kind of things that can happen just from running this a few times. And I'm curious if we ran it again.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Okay, a little bit of that going on up there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not like some of the, I mean, I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time in Pennsylvania.
I don't think we've ever been to Pennsylvania.
We have, yeah.
Oh, we have?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Well, we stayed one night in Erie, right?
Oh, yeah.
On a road trip. Okay, so that's the process right now. We're getting a mood board idea, and this is so fun to get ideas really quick. What we can do now, let me just run this last one. Okay, very interesting. You see how different this one is? So I'm seeing a theme here of it's super outdoorsy, which may not make sense for the brand.
Yeah, I don't really like that one, but yeah.
Yeah, like it's a bit more like adventure, like I don't know. This one felt like I kind of got it. Like, okay, we're talking about
But you did mention that gold is a little outdated. It's a very 2015 design.
Yeah, a lot of like
all
like
the coaches
texture.
did that in 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Some of this is really nice though. So now we're looking at, okay, can we pull together some ideas? There's not like a perfect way to do that, but at least seeing different things, you can start to make better decisions. And even seeing what you don't like is useful. Okay, I'm gonna rock with a middle one. I think it makes pretty good sense. And let's just go in that direction for now, because we can start to see if we're on the right track pretty quick. The way we do that is I'm finding, instead of going right into, if I was super convinced, you could go in and do what we call the brand layers, which is getting all these assets kind of extracted out of that. But we're going to come back to that because these are foundational. But sometimes to see what layers work, you can kind of see every brand, like all good design is based on some layers. And it's really like these, I mean, the one I literally have them here, the big idea, the concept, what is the message? What's the vibe, the tone, all the stuff we just worked through. How are you trying to communicate your value? There's many different ways to do that. So now we got clear on leading with more of the benefit, the outcomes that they want, leading with the visuals that are going to speak to them and feel that warm connection. And I think what we didn't quite look at again was, are we on the right track? Warm, trustworthy, grounded, calm, empathetic, simple clarity. Yeah, I think we're hitting it with this visual direction. Convey emotional reassurance and real life practicality. I definitely think we've checked the boxes with the direction we're going in. What to avoid. Yep. No jargon, no get rich fast.
Rigid spreadsheet. Yeah, that was the other one that looked like a tax accountant.
We definitely, it's funny how it actually gave us kind of what we don't want. And I think that's useful too. Mm-hmm. We can be like, yep, I have confirmed that we don't want that direction.
Yeah, that one's just boring. I mean, to me, it's kind of boring, but it would be work for a bookkeeper.
Total bookkeeper and total therapy brand here. Now we've got more of the lifestyle feel, the warmth. And I think this slight update here to feel a little bit more dreamy and like
I
kind
love
of
that. Real
futuristic.
wealth is having time. Like the copy is making me really excited.
Yeah, the
Good
Good Life
life.
financial roadmap. Stop
Ooh.
fixing, start designing.
I'm
Positive
excited.
messaging. Okay. Yep, lots of good ideas just from seeing this first step. So we've taken that now. I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in. We need like sound effects in the future, like we're locking it in.
Can we add it?
I'm gonna put it over here in the vibe. So I'm gonna go back
I'm
and
looking.
grab.
No, we can't add any sound. Oh yeah, we can.
There are some in there, yeah.
I don't want to press anything right now though.
Clarity.
There's an applause. Do you want me to add that? Do that right now?
Let's do it.
Hold on. Intensity. Let me lower it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cute. Okay. I like that.
You're now the DJ of our sound effects. So
And then they have a drum roll. Hold on.
ooh, we should do that while we're generating something. Let's do it right now.
Okay.
Next up, what I want to see is how do we sell this? So a few ways to do that. And if we look at all these cool prompts that you have, these are the kind of things that I love to experiment with. I'm going to grab the sales deck mockup because to me, this is one of the most incredible use cases of AI is like, how do we present this entire thing? So I'm going to drop in a few things. I'm going to drop in the mood board image. So we have visual clarity and direction for the AI to kind of see what we like. We're going to drop in just this, right? Just that vibe. I don't need any other info. It has basically, does it actually have, we don't need George's name in there. No, I didn't have his name. If he was important part of it, maybe, maybe I'll add a few more details. So the AI can, since we're doing something like a sales deck, I'm going to grab a few things. So let's see here.
And Omar, to answer your question, you said, well, I've got the course for a while now. Hold on. Well, I got a course for a while now and had built an amazing brand identity by using the mood board method. But is this enough to start charging the brands, or are other skills needed to learn as well?
It depends. I would say it would make a lot more sense to add more to this. But this is a great starting point for almost any creative task. Is like getting the brand organized, getting clarity, the vision on track, getting the messaging right, making sure you're in agreement with the client. And then whether you go and do, website design, marketing, social media content, ad campaigns, course creation, whatever it is, this can help you do that much better and much faster.
I would say just do it. Start charging.
Or what did I do here? Oh, this is really interesting. It didn't follow at all. I didn't give it the mood board. So that's the power of putting the mood board image.
Oopsies.
Let's see how.
Steffi looks like Natalie from Redactive YouTube channel. I don't know who that is. Send me the link.
That was really interesting, though. What just happened. But anyway, on that point,
what happened?
What happened? For all this, we've worked with clients who also hire agencies who do like ad campaigns or do. We're helping like a franchise, like a small business turn into a national franchise, and they have crazy like teams that they've brought on. With the feedback we've got from all of them is basically like this is the best branding kit, foundational information they've ever received. We've had multiple instances of that. So this process we've actually used for clients, and they've taken it to other agencies, other partners, and the overall feedback is like, wow, you really have the best branding kit I've seen. And this is the process we've used, and it helps take those next steps because we also mostly help our clients with digital product creation, online courses, sales funnels. Now we're getting into like YouTube marketing. All this is helpful for every one of those tasks. And as you look through the prompts over here, you can see how mocking up ideas, whether it's like Shopify, e-commerce, sales funnel creation. We've got a really good quiz funnel thing in here. Photographers can use it to come up with photo shoot ideas that are on brand. So many different creative use cases. So whatever you want to charge for and do, get really good at something, and this can help you either do it, do it for yourself, your own business, or for others. Okay. What we just saw happen, I want to come back to this. Now we're having fun here. Okay. So I want to show what just happened. I gave, this is why I call it the mood board method, because I found that giving it both written and visual inspiration gets you much better results. So what I gave this one was the exact same text input, the same prompt and the same description, the vibe description, and the same details about the business. And the results came out way off brand.
Yeah.
Maybe good content, but the visual look and feel is not right.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have, noticed that if they don't give enough to the AI or if they give too much, you got to be like the three little bears, like just enough, right?
Well, and that's where actually let's zoom out because this is super helpful. I just want to show you the sales deck mockup. It can mock up your sales pitch. Like this could be your main video. This could be a presentation you give. It could just help you with your overall messaging and the way you build out your sales funnels, your websites, your marketing materials. This is a really good starting point, sales deck mockup, because it actually helps you articulate the value of your brand, your products and services really effectively. And AI, you can just run this a few times to get more ideas. But even just looking at this, it's interesting to see how it positions it. And I would probably try again. Let's just try one more.
That was good though. I'm glad that you made that mistake because you were like, look how it's so off brand.
Yeah, and one more thing I'll show you is this other prompt, which is we kind of always skip this, is the written guidelines. This also helps tighten it up. So if you're really liking the direction and you want to try to tighten it up, let's go ahead and do this prompt because this is super useful. This is a more detailed description of your mood board. So let's grab this and I'll just show you what this does. I'm going to drop in. Maybe I'll just go over here and I'm going to drop in this prompt. I'm going to drop in the mood board image and I will drop in the same information we just used. And I may stick with this. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start to put together one written text document that has everything that I want to have in it. I don't want it to confuse the AI by talking about all this because the actual details are in here. So I have the vibe written up, some basic info about the business, and we could probably, I'll keep this one here.
Yeah, Winston, I saw you join the club. He says he has questions. Great. The best place to put questions in is our Facebook group. You can, of course, put them here. Our least favorite is email. We just don't like checking email. So join. I think there's a way for, I think you did join the group.
Yeah, I believe we approved you.
Yeah. So put all your questions in there and we would love to answer them. Or put them here. Last resort, email it to us.
Yeah, and congrats on joining, man. We got a lot of people joining the club. We're revamping the club. It was something I've been doing since 2015, sharing templates and tools. But what we're doing next year is weekly workshops that are going to be way more in depth. That I'm pretty much going behind the scenes on all the client projects we're doing and sharing not just the mood board stuff, but going way further than that, like how we're actually building out marketing campaigns, sales funnels, email campaigns, digital products, and showing you what we've done in our own business and what's worked for us. Okay, so here is that prompt. What I gave it is the mood board image. I gave it the prompt to create the written guidelines, and then I gave it these details about the brand, which is basically the basics, and then the written out, more detailed vibe. And that gave us an additional written out brand vibe or written brand guidelines, which could be useful. So I'm going to test this out because this is written out now, describing the brand style. So I'm going to try this as a much more detailed input plus the sales deck. And this is just where we're at with AI right now. I'm doing this kind of testing all the time, and both can be good. Less information you give it will give it more creative license. So the AI will kind of like make stuff up and try things. What we're trying here is a more detailed input with both the visual and very detailed written instructions about what it should look like. So we can compare now to the difference between what we get. And then we'll start looking at some other things we can do with this brand. Let me go grab, I want to see logos because it looked like that was something that he wanted to get upgraded. So let's go ahead and do some logo design. Same thing, put the prompt in, put that in, and I'm going to give it a lot of details here, this whole document of text at the end to give it more instructions of what we're looking for. Let's see how this one turned out. Okay, it gave us less, but some good design ideas. And let's see, this one kind of pulled a lot of the images that we saw in the deck. Let's see here. This one had, I believe, less info. Let me look to see which one had the most.
I love the sales mockup. So this would be for like webinar decks and things like that.
Yeah, this is just how do you sell your concept. So we're actually over here in the mockups.
I guess, yeah, customers.
And any website is going to follow a similar kind of logical sales approach as a deck, but a deck is just kind of a nice way to see your ideas presented. This could be really good for a video too. So how would you like put together a quick video to sell your services? All right, we'll let that run. Let's go see how we're looking with logo ideas.
Ooh. My favorite is the third on the right.
Which one?
I like that with the FS. I like that one.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. I also kind of like the owl.
And that could be used in some places. It doesn't have to be the main logo. This one to me is interesting. It's very simple, and I like the little navigation here.
I do like that one too. And the owl was just cute, but yeah.
So what you could do if you like some of these, take screenshots. And then what we can do is have the AI generate those as high resolution. So I'm going to use a prompt like this, recreate this logo exactly the same, but as a super high res and perfectly designed logo, like a pro designer created it, and it's given to a client. And so I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so they can see the screen more. All right, let's go ahead and drop in that prompt with this screenshot, because we're trying to get a nice, simple, clean, high-res version of that. And if I want more ideas, you can say, try again, more simple and bold logo ideas. And we can see how it does. It's not always great at following. Oftentimes I'll find a new chat just loading in that same Gemini, same prompt with the mood board image can do a better job. So you can do a fresh chat with that same thing. And again, you'll get different concepts and ideas. Here we have a higher resolution logo. So that's pretty cool.
It's a vector file?
It's not yet.
Oh, okay.
What you'll do then is download the high res, and then you can remove the background.
In Canva?
I like using Clipping Magic.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Let's see here. It hasn't downloaded yet. There's many ways to remove the background. I just happen to pay for Clipping Magic, so it's a little bit, it's like $3 or $4 a month, and it's just super easy and fast. Okay, so we actually ran a new one, and it gave us very similar. This one was similar, but slightly different, right? So I could see, okay, that's kind of a cool variation now. And this prompt is designed to give you a bunch of different styles of logos. So this one's pretty cool down here. Responsive. We're seeing different kind of ways to use that one. A bear this time instead. We have this kind of more lifestyle. That's kind of cool too, with the sun glowing, like a brighter future. I like this navigation one.
I like the navigation one.
The solutions one's kind of cool. They put actually the navigation in the O, which feels good. So yeah, you get ideas really quick. And this again used to be really hard to go find custom logo ideas for your brand in your colors, in your style.
For you to find the design hacker tool, if you have like a little wrench.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was really hard for you to find.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, any kind of logo creation is usually a pain. So we're getting really pro looking ideas. This is pretty creative here. Like this whole like breaking free. I don't know. There's a lot going on in that one.
Yeah. I could see that on a t-shirt.
So a lot of ideas, and that's kind of the process. You can get ideas super fast. So what we can look at now is these foundational things for the brand. Going down here, we've got a few things in place. And let me go grab these written guidelines just so I can try to keep track of all this. That one doc though is pretty awesome. So it's too much text for this. Let me just paste
Also,
it
if you're
in.
here watching live, don't be shy. Say hi. Where are you tuning in from? We love engagement.
I'm using Miro over here, as you can see. I love Miro. I was on a call the other day and this guy was like, I've never seen someone do so much on Miro, like push Miro. So if any of you watching have done more on Miro than the way I use it, I don't think it's that crazy, but
It's insane the way that you use it.
I like to, especially visual testing, like we're testing stuff all the time. So I'm testing different prompts. This is how we build our tools, guys. So just knowing when you buy the mood board method, like this stuff is tested. I'm not going to give you stuff that doesn't at least work fairly well. I mean, I can't say it's going to be perfect because AI is unpredictable sometimes and it's always changing, but I don't give you stuff unless I've thoroughly tested it.
Oh yeah. Andrew is really, he drives me a little bit crazy sometimes how much he tests things as his business partner and as his wife. So, look, I love these live streams. Tom's, thanks again. Of course.
Okay, we got some ideas. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I downloaded that image now, high res. So I'm gonna clip it out. So I'm just gonna remove the background. This tool is just awesome. Again, I'm not an affiliate or paid by him at all. I just use it. I only share stuff that I use.
We didn't expect these live streams to hit the way that they have hit. So thank you guys for being here and watching the replays. I will be on some of them, not all of them. Andrew is going to be mostly steering the ship on this. But right, Andrew, like the first one we did, the live stream was like 6,000 views already. So thank you.
That's amazing. Yeah, for a live stream, like we plan on chopping these down in the future, but there's a lot of value in just watching the entire thing like in real time. So what I just did there is I took that high res logo image that we made, then we cut out the background. And one thing I've noticed, and this is bugging the heck out of me, is, okay, this is happening a little bit on Gemini. You see how it like kind of, this part is off. So I would go back. I have found a way to fix that. So you can see when I get it here and I open it up, I can download that. But when you actually click download, sometimes it skews it a bit. So let's look at the difference here between, okay, you see it's not as high res, but this one has this N kind of off. So it's a weird bug right now. So just keep that in mind. And I would also, if you want to get images without the watermark down here, and if you want higher resolution images, you can use AI Studio, which gives you more customization options. It's just a tiny bit more setup. You have to get an API key and set up your billing, and then you pay like a couple cents per image. It's really not much, but you can get up to 4K resolution, and it removes the watermark. So I generally do that. In the early,
I don't mind
like
the watermark, but I guess you do.
I do. I mean, for like real graphics, like when you get into
For
like
clients,
real
I
stuff,
get it. Yeah, you have to remove the watermark. I don't mind it, but yeah.
I don't mind it for the ideation. Like in this process, it's way faster to use Gemini. It has the watermark, but it's like a little bit lower res. But again, you're trying to like just get ideas quick. I don't mind it at this stage. But when you go and like create logos and like real images and stuff, you can use AI Studio. It's just aistudio.google.com, I think. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try that again with this not distorted image. And we just drop that in, get that one. It's not quite as high res, but it shouldn't be an issue. And then we'll try it again. So in Gamma, there's a few options. You could use Kittle. I think there's even vectorize.ai is a tool. Vectorizer.ai. This one's worth trying. You can just upload the image. I could try right now, I guess. I think you might have to log in and paste something. Let's just see. You know what? Is this by the same company? This feels very similar, right? To Clipping Magic. It might be. Okay, let's see how it did. Did it vectorize it? Okay, see how it traced it? That's pretty sweet. I guess that's good. Let's try it.
I feel like I'm learning things that, I mean, I didn't go to design school, so I'm learning all the things, all the words.
Oh, this is cool though. Yeah, this is the same
Vectorizer.ai.
Same company that does Clipping Magic. So that's worth checking out. I mean, if you just want a quick way to vectorize stuff, that's a good option. I pay for Gamma. I've tried it for free. I don't think they have this option with the free version. But if you do pay for Gamma, you can just go to gamma.new and then drop in an image and use their AI tools and then vectorize. And we will get a clean vector. The nice thing is it will not have a background. So if I go to, let's go to, what are we doing here? Okay. Just so you can see why, actually, I'm going to go to canva.new and just show you what that does. Let's open this up and let's download. It's just, I want to show you why it matters real quick. Actually, I could just drop it in. So it is now like a super clean, scalable, so it won't pixelate. You see now we've got a pretty clean line around that. So it did a good job. And the beautiful thing is if you drop it into something like, if you drop it into something like Canva, you can change the color, right? So that's, now the problem here is in Canva, you can't isolate and like change colors of certain objects. So you would need a little bit more advanced tools. You could use something like, what's that new design tool from Canva? I forget what it's called, but they have stuff that you can go in and actually do some things. Obviously, if you have Illustrator, if you're a more advanced designer, you'll know what to do.
Andrew, you have one more step to complete and you're at the 47-minute mark.
Yeah, we're playing around a lot today. A lot of like the foundational stuff, which I think was key. And then seeing if we're liking the direction. It's interesting. It's not quite giving me that lens flary light leak look that I was hoping for. So I would try a few more mock-ups before I solidify this direction. So I'm going to try a couple more concepts. And for this brand, let's try to think here. This is a consulting. So what kind of stuff do we want to see? I think sales funnel will be really good. That's a key kind of just think more in terms of sales funnels than websites because everything should just be very action oriented.
Winston says affinity.
Affinity, that's what it's called. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
And that's like a free tool for this. Yeah, let's drop it all in.
You guys are all so smart. I love it. Affinity designers and affinity photo. Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
It's fairly new. The Canva rolled it out as like their free alternative to like Photoshop, Illustrator. It's just great because it's a tool that you can edit, vector, and like change the colors and do some of the professional stuff that normally you would need much more fancy tools that cost money. Now you can basically do it for free with a small learning curve. Not that you want to. I mean, a lot of people that I work with like would never want to get into that. So, just a high-res image is good too. So you could follow what I did earlier and just create PNGs that you could just use for your graphics. That would work fine as well. Ooh, okay.
There you go. Wait, hold on. Last one. Okay. I had to press the button.
So this is helpful because these mock-ups are super helpful in the early stages to see if you are liking the direction, but also what does the AI use for the logos? And we can kind of see, I think this is actually helpful. It's confirming some of what I liked about this look, like a very simple, and I could see like the simple version of it being used on the website. That looks really clean and modern. We could see here what a really action-oriented, high converting homepage. Obviously, some of the text is kind of messed up, which is fine. Just getting ideas of like, okay, how do I get someone's attention, show them what they want? We have the desired outcome here, very dreamy. We have some of the messaging super clear. We have an action step for them to take, some value instantly. Let's see here. Some more of that messaging being conveyed. Could be that sales video where we use some of the concepts from that deck that we just laid out, different options, even ideas for like how you could present your programs, your services. Credibility in there is always good. This is so helpful to see, like after they sign up, what they see. Really good stuff. Well, and then even just noticing what it puts at the bottom here. I'm also looking at even how it creates the mockup. So down here we have like some of the messaging potentially we could use. We have, I don't think that's the website, so don't go there, but it's making things up. But I'm looking too at the textures, the kind of colors. So this is part of the process of like, what my mind is looking at are how is it creating this? So I see something like a background image like this, and I think to myself, that's really nice. I like that background. Are there textures being used? What colors are being used in this to make the design look good? Because now Nano Banana Pro is really good at design. So you can see the contrast between the types of colors, the button colors we're using. And looking back at the mood board, we can kind of see how it's bringing this to life. So it's actually using the orange in the buttons. Again, seeing how your brand would be used in the real world or brought to life is so helpful. So you're almost like instantly getting mock-ups that a professional designer would take a lot of time to create. You can start to see now, what do I do with this brand? Okay. So what next could we create? I know we're at like our 40-minute mark here. Social media posts, that's obviously a helpful one. I want to show something new today because I've done a lot of these same things in the past. Let me just drop this in. Let's grab this. But let's try something new. What's a new prompt?
And while you're doing that, we have a really good question.
Okay.
Thanks for answering. Regarding the club, is it like a training course that leads to learning massive skills, building with AI for brands and more beyond, or is it for building brands for clients?
It's very, yeah. Do you want to answer that, Steph?
No, you answer it. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I think if you go read the sales page, we break it down pretty good. It's really just, it's showing you whether you're doing it for yourself or clients. It's showing you what's working and how to get things done faster and more effectively. So what you get access to is all the stuff we use in our agency. So obviously, if you do this for a living for clients, it's going to save you a lot of time and make you a lot of money. If you're doing it for yourself, it'll give you shortcuts and way faster clarity on what to do. And every week you can hang out, ask questions. We're doing stuff like this, but it's more in the weeds of actually like building out sales funnels and doing like YouTube content.
Also, I think your focus on 2026 is more on like helping people get paid, right? Monetization.
Well, that's always the goal with all this, but it's not specifically for designers and agency owners. It's more big picture things that work for anybody. So I'm not here saying like, I will help you get clients as a designer. That's not really what I'm doing in there. I'm showing you, and I'm giving you the tools that we use to make money. And I'm showing you how we think about it and how we're doing stuff for our clients. So again, if you're doing this for yourself, it'll give you those shortcuts and insights to make things happen faster. But also if you have a team, a lot of people we work with have like VAs that they're paying to help them. You could get them in there as well and share the videos with them and get your team trained, because we use this stuff to train our team as well. And it all comes down to these three things. Every business is the same. So you have to solve this for any kind of business you want to launch. And that's, how do I get leads? How do I have a sales process and messaging that moves them into taking action and buying? And then how do I deliver more value without having to work harder? Right? There's many ways to do that.
Yeah. I feel like if you follow Andrew and you watch what you're doing, watch what he's doing, it's going to be so easy for you to get clients because the way that he's been doing this for so long, for so many years, like for a really long time, we didn't have YouTube. We were all referral, word of mouth business for so many years.
Oh, us? Yeah. Well, YouTube
Yeah.
alone, like whatever, every business is different. Every individual is different. So how do you there's 3 ways to like get attraction, right? You're either going to build your own audience, you're going to borrow an audience, or you're going to buy your audience. So partnerships, affiliates, I've had success with that over the years. I've never been great at paid advertising, so that's not my jam, but I know that the
Andrew
same things
hates
apply.
it.
Like if you can convert, it still comes down to like, if you're going to pay for ads, you still have to convert. So oftentimes the sales funnel is actually way more important. The ad creative gets attention, but if you can't convert, it doesn't matter. And then at the end, if you don't have a great way to make money and your offers aren't really, if you're just doing time for money, you're not going to be excited, and it doesn't really, you can't even benefit from growing a big audience or a sales funnel. So you don't really need that yet. But if you are creating new income streams, we're going to talk a lot about next year about what I've done, which is try to use AI to streamline your own workflow that can help you immediately deliver better value to your clients and customers, save yourself time and effort, get your team more efficient, but also create new income streams. And you can productize your expertise into new income streams. So I'm all about that.
Thank you for that question. And then Emily, we have a question. 1 second. Do the prompts still work for a brand that kind of has an identity? Maybe just logo, 3 colors, and that's it?
Yeah, if you already have a brand, you can actually, let me show you an example of what's working really well. It's the same kind of process. Like you don't need to use, these mood boards are great if you don't have a super established brand. Oh, this is a new feature they just added, huh? Look at that. But if you already have a brand, I'll show you an example of some testing I've done over here where, what was this one? You know what I think it was? It was, let me go open up another one real quick.
And I know we didn't close that loop that you were doing. I know I interrupted you. Did you want to finish that loop?
Let's see. What is it doing here?
Let's close that loop and then continue to put all your questions in the comments, and then I'll make sure Andrew gets to them.
Oh, I must have forgot to put prompts in here. Okay, that's a bummer. Let me edit these. I wanted to try some, let's see, what would work for him? What does he need? YouTube, maybe, probably more of a, I think I was going to do the social media, which is fine, but let's do the quiz one. That one's so good. It's such a, this kind of brand may work well from that. And I'm adding new stuff down here. You can see there's the quiz funnel. This was requested by someone. We're always adding stuff in here, and these are turning out really cool. So let me just try that one. I'll do one more while we're in here. I just love to see this stuff. So sorry, I get obsessed with seeing it. I can't help myself. Let's try.
Don't apologize. The people love it.
Which one do we want to see? Which one haven't we tried recently? Fonts, color,
Didn't this whole like database take you like a whole weekend to do, or longer than that?
Oh, just to put this together? Yeah, I mean, like a week. Like
a week, yeah.
Not to mention making the prompts and
yeah.
Ooh, email marketing could be useful. That's actually a helpful one. We haven't done this one. Let's see what it could look like here. So we're trying to see how the brand looks in the real world. And that's one of the best things you could do with AI. Okay, here we go. Quiz funnel. Let's take a look. I'm also loving seeing, okay, blue coming through stronger, like the photos, the imagery. We're seeing some of that navigator icon being used throughout some new like elements and icons. Where was I going to go though? I lost my train of thought otherwise. Oh yeah. Okay. Showing the concept of, if you already have a brand, I'll just show you this because this was testing I did a while back. Not a client of mine, I want to be clear, but I thought it'd be fun. It's a product that we love. It's Amazing Grass. And I just wanted to see what it could do with this brand. It is like green energy greens, which, oh my gosh, if you haven't tried these guys,
I
I'm
should
not
order
a-
that again for us. I know you miss it.
which one was it? I don't see it here.
Or we'll just go buy it at Whole Foods today.
Ooh,
But
they
anyway.
haven't updated that. I haven't seen that. Yeah, we should go buy some more. But the energy greens that they make, we love it. But anyway, what I did is I took screenshots, right? So I took their whole brand, and let me see. I wrote out the steps, brand vibe. So I did I kind of just had a same process. You can kind of use, if there is a website or any graphics that you already have, you could use that in place of a mood board. It kind of already is a mood board. It would be enough information to guide the AI. And you could just upload that instead of a mood board. You just use that plus the prompts, and that can work. You can also I've also had success taking stuff you've already made and turn it into mood boards. And actually, let me show you this other one we were working on. Let me show you one more.
Wait, did we close out Finco
Almost.
Solutions? Almost. Okay.
A brand is never done, so we're never actually done.
I know, but I was like closing the loop and being like, here you go. Hope you like it.
Let's close the loop on this, because we have done a lot in 45 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, here was kind of the initial. I like to compare the mockups to the initial mood board, and zooming out, seeing how it's using the colors, the imagery, the textures. It's really helpful to get ideas for how you actually want to bring this brand to life, because a mood board is just a starting point, it's a direction. But now we can see the contrast. This one's a little bit more airy. We don't have the hard lines of like the blue boxes. We have more open kind of background imagery. We're still sticking with the orange buttons, so the AI seems to think that's a good idea.
My favorite
green in here.
thing in our agency is when we would present the mood board to the client and we would show them. And I would say like 90% of the time they were really happy, right? They were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And
It's okay if they're not.
It's okay. No, I would say like 90 percent. And then there would be 10% that wouldn't be happy with it. And that's okay. That's life.
Well, that's the point, is you can pivot, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a lot harder for us to pivot back in the day, because then we have to like scratch everything and redo it.
Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick, because this is
I think you forgot what like a year ago looked like.
Oh, it used to be so hard. No, I remember. I mean, yeah, pivoting is great though. Okay, check this out. So what we did is we uploaded we created these mood boards based on some of the visuals. So I uploaded a few things in here, and actually, let me just show you. Can I open it? Will it work? AI Studio. It's hit or miss. AI Studio is kind of weird. I'll let that load down here. It doesn't always. What I do now in Miro is link up to where I made stuff so that I can find it later and see how I did it. So I want to try to pull that up for you to show you. Okay, yeah, it is going to pull up. So with an established brand, I did the same thing here where so what I uploaded is stuff that we'd already worked on. So like kind of the brand, this is the brand identity kit that I built on Google. I'm not going to get into that today. That's part of my slide design system. We try to solidify it down. I also uploaded some of the YouTube thumbnails from the channel. So anything you've already created that you like, that's kind of like, hey, this is what the brand looks like. Screenshot of the current website, photo, and then another screenshot of the site. So I just dumped in a bunch of stuff, and then that same mood board prompt, and what it generated was, where is it? This is similar to, there it is. So it gave us a mood board image that tied it together pretty nicely. And that just, again, helps me get inspiration for the AI. So I have one image that has a lot of the things on it, like messaging. The logo is not correct, and that's okay. It just has a lot of the brand style pulled together. The reason that matters is because I did 2 of these. I was testing out which mood board worked best and would get me better results with the other prompts I was running. And I found that this one worked better. It kind of like, it got a better vibe using this mood board. And from that, I was able to feed it information about a new sales page we were working on. And I had it mock up the sales page. So I gave it basically let's see, what did I give it? Course mockup input. Trying to remember. Yeah, I think I just gave it sales page copy plus that mood board, and I had to mock it up. And this stuff is just wild. Like it's mocking up entire pages with like visual diagrams. I believe I also gave it the visual brand guidelines. So it was useful to take a current brand and get it solidified down. And then I also had, let's see, different messaging angles. This is the kind of stuff I get into more in the club, to be honest. And this is like the weeds of it where like, yeah, it's still not easy to do all this. But this is so much faster to go from rough idea to these like stunning concepts. And now I can go to a client and be like, okay, which direction do you like? I tried different sales copy, different sales messaging, different layouts, and it's really good at putting ideas together for you. Like this stuff was super cool. How it was creating these kind of visuals.
That looks good. So Andrew, I think the next live, or maybe the next one, you need to do the slide design system. You got to show them.
Okay, yeah, we got to get into more of the other stuff.
Yeah, but let's end today.
Let's end today. So we got.
I have a Friday mentality right now.
Yeah, no. Friday, we got things to do. Okay, we went through the whole process, and let's go back over here. So you saw how we went through, and we're trying to get these pieces together, right? This is the big picture. We got the brand vibe, different directions. We picked a direction with a mood board concept. We wrote out the written version of that. So the AI has two things to pull from: written instructions plus a visual inspiration. From there, we can create different assets. We did the logos today for that one, but you could do the same thing for background imagery and just have it kind of like show you what these assets could look like. Then you can take screenshots of that and enlarge them if you want to actually use that stuff. Mock-ups and ideas for different marketing campaigns for inspiration. And then you have to go build it. And right now, that's still a pretty manual process. There's tools out there that are getting better at this. That's what I'm working on in 2026 is how do we take all these assets and then just have the AI go build it.
Yeah, somebody commented on my YouTube was like, hey, I'm ready. I'm waiting for that to happen. And I said, me too, us too. We're waiting for that. I wish we had control over that. We do not. Not yet.
Oh, well, it's going to blow your mind what I'm doing. I mean, we're getting there. Like it's happening. Nano Banana Pro is pretty capable of doing stuff. I'd say we're probably a few months away from some pretty crazy things. The benefit of all this, you can get stuff done fast, do it for unlimited projects for yourself or clients. And yeah, if you're interested, here is the link to go check it out. moodboardmethod.com. We've got the QR code for you. That'll get you into the course where you can get all the prompts and start doing this yourself. So all the prompts I showed you today are over here in the bonuses section. That's kind of a new thing we added, but we do have some of the foundational step-by-step that goes a little bit more in detail in the strategy behind these 3 steps. But the prompts now are all there in one big library. So that's really cool. And we also have discussions in there. I'm adding stuff, any updates to the course, I'll add that. We got a bunch of the tools and resources. Yeah, this course is all about these initial stages. If you want to get into more of the bigger brand building concepts, then check out the Brand Builder Club. You can go over to designhacker.com/products to see all of our products. But the club itself, we get into much more of these kind of challenges, questions, and we get into the 3 M's, which are marketing, messaging, and monetization, bringing all this to life and building your brand.
And if you want to work with Andrew exclusively in 2026, there is a designhacker.com/upgrade. There is a one-on-one offer there too, but you can go to designhacker.com/products and you will see the 3 products.
And cool. What's up? You switch from Adobe to Affinity. Yeah, I mean, these tools are great and they're still needed. I mean, obviously, looking at all this stuff, right? So I've kind of mapped out what we do with clients. Like every one of these things is a crazy amount of strategy, technical design skills and work, and building things out still requires some skills. And then even, making a good YouTube video is like a whole strategy on its own, right? So every one of these little things still requires skills, strategy, and execution. So I don't think we're eliminated that by any means. The AI can just help you make decisions faster, get clarity on what you're doing, what you're building, and feel much more confident and aligned as you get into the weeds of actually building these things out. So you can still use these tools in that part of the process. And I've showed you a bunch of like little hacks and tools, but for sure, I mean, having design skills is going to make it much easier. And I think that's really key to look at the inspiration and be like, oh, I see now what I want to build, right? Like I can see, I use this, right? When I go and build websites, I'm looking at like, oh, I like how that like block looked. I like how that kind of style, and I like this kind of imagery. Let me get some images like that. I can really get inspired and learn a lot by these quick mock-ups that the AI can crank out for us. And look at this. Now I'm looking at this logo. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what if we went in that direction, right? Like just more ideas that you'll see in these mock-ups that can really help you make better decisions.
Are you going to go live this weekend?
Yeah, I'll be back. We'll do some more.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care. Talk to you soon.